Hello everybody and welcome, it's your boy Shinigami X here to give you another awesome Bleach chapter review. Before I start, the reason I'm doing my Bleach chapter review like this week is, like I told you, I'm decorating my house right now, decorating my room in particular. I'm covered head to toe in paint, and right about now, the house is in no state for me to take out the camera, possibly get paint on it, break it or something. Yeah, so I'm doing it like this. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoy it, but nonetheless, here's my thoughts on the chapter. This is Bleach chapter 545, titled The Blue Stripe. Alright, I thought this chapter of Bleach was a very, very interesting chapter of Bleach. I thought it was nice to get a break away from, all the intensity that's been going on lately, like with the Star Knights, and what's going on with that, in the Soul Society with Ichigo learning his new Zanpakuto, but finally turning back to some other characters that have needed some attention, such as Renji and Rukia. So in this chapter we see Renji and Rukia, they are training in a very odd method. Basically they're they're inside the fifth, I can't remember the name of this Royal Court Guard squad, the Rick Ross looking guy. They're in his palace now and they're training, but they're more or less just standing there, like holding like a pose. And the reason for this is because they're basically trying to adapt to get used to the intensity of the reishi that is inside that particular room. And what this reminds me of, I think is kind of interesting, is like the gravity training from Dragon Ball Z. Said it's so dense that, at first they couldn't even move, but it's now that they can feel dizzy. So it's a bit confusing. Like one minute they're saying okay, yeah, it's too much handle. Now they're saying that, it's not good that it's not too much handle. Like, it's crazy. It didn't make much sense. But the general gist of it is they're more or less doing training in a unique way. It reminds me of the gravity training from Dragon Ball Z, like how Vegeta used to jump in the spaceship and Goku did 100 times gravity. That's what it reminds me of. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see. Good to see that Rukia and Renji are going to get a power up. So that was good. Next on, what we see is that we finally see that Byakuya is back. And then Kurinji, because he's back with Kurinji, and Kurinji states that, that's the longest anybody's ever been able to be in that water. So I thought that was kind of interesting, the fact that, we obviously know that Ichigo is stronger than Byakuya, but, that Byakuya was in there for the longest time. So does that go to show the severity of his wounds? Or does that just go to show that, Byakuya is getting stronger upon his defeat? Obviously, Byakuya is not back to full strength. He's not back to fighting capacity. And, yeah, Rukia's all excited about that, Byakuya's back. He's alright. So is Renji. So it's good to see Byakuya back. Personally, I thought it would have been better if Byakuya's character had died. But, nonetheless, it doesn't matter because I actually like Byakuya as a character. So, moving on. What we then see is Renji is now reminiscing about the past and when he was in the first, second, third, fourth. The fourth, the woman who does the weaving, who has the weird arms, she in her palace, where she basically suiting him up for a new kimono. And I thought this was very comedic. It was kind of funny, where she's like to him, okay, get undressed, and he's like, no, because to get undressed to how she wants him to, he'll be naked. And then she's like, okay, if you don't get undressed naked, I'm gonna cut your dick off. And it was kind of funny. It was in a comedic fashion. He's like, and you see Renji's face, it changes. He's like, ooh, okay. So he gets undressed, he gets measured up, and I thought it was pretty interesting to see that, first off, you have Kurinji, who does he puts you in a bath, but this bath actually heals you. It's a special healing method. You then go to who is it? What's her name again? The fat lady that turned skinny. I can't remember her name. For the life of me, I can't remember the girl's name. But yeah, go to her palace, you eat up a bunch of food, you super rare, so you get stronger, you get a good power up. You then go to Maya, crazy madman, who basically forges you a new Zanpakuto, or modifies your Zanpakuto depending on what your situation is. Or then you go to what's her name? I think her name is Senshimaru. Yeah, master of weaving. You go to hers, and then you get fitted for a new kimono. And then you go to the Rick Ross looking dude, and he puts you under some intense training where he puts you in, basically, essentially call it a gravity room. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see with the Soul Society and whatnot. Now let's get back to the Soul Society with Hiyori and Shinji, and they're just basically bickering back and forth with in like a comedic fashion. And you know what? If it wasn't these two, they wouldn't be Shinji and Hiyori. So yeah, that was that. It's just like a little comedic fashion, pretty interesting to see, nothing special really. So then moving on to the climax of the chapter, the ending bits of the chapter, and what we see the new head captain, Kyoraku Shunsui. He goes into the world of living and greets Ichigo's friends, Tatsuki and all of that lot. And he says, and they recognize him, saying that they recognize him from the fake Karakura town invasion part, that bit of Bleach. And then he's like, oh, glad to see that you remembered me, but I'm here to tell you that to bid farewell to Ichigo because basically they'll never see him again. Okay, and chapter ends. But I thought that was pretty. But overall, my general overall thoughts of chapter is a pretty okay chapter. I know a lot of people are getting that chapter saying, "Nah, this chapter is crap." But the thing is, you need to understand that things with Kubo are done in moderation. You can't have week on like stunning, because it just doesn't work like that. If you don't have like, you know, like mediocre bits, how will you then feel when Larry Best bits come? You won't see it if it's anything, you see it as expected, and then therefore it takes away half the thrill of you reading the manga. So I don't understand why people bash it about those reasons, but you know what, overall this week's chapter was a good chapter. Not anything amazing, like it wasn't bad, it wasn't very good, it was just alright, it was a pretty decent chapter. So like interesting things happened, like, and so now I can't really give a prediction about like what I think is going to happen to Ichigo, because quite bluntly I just don't know, and it'll be making a prediction about this would be radical and ludicrous, and it could be I could stem for anything because I'm just going off by mere speculation. But if I was to say anything, when he says bid farewell to Ichigo, I'm kind of guessing that it means that, you know, him talking to Central 46, he wants to recruit him into like, you know, one of the members of the Gotei 13, or if not, you know, he knows that Ichigo is part of, you know, the Shiba clan, which is a noble family in the Bleach universe. So, you know, he wouldn't want him straying around in the world of the living. But then you can argue that and say that, but you know, Yoriichi is, you know, from, you know, the Shihoin clan, one of a noble family from Bleach, but then she's roaming around the world of living because she was exiled, etc., etc. But so it's hard to make a judgment on that. So to be honest, we just have to wait and see. But yeah, my overall thoughts on the chapter, I thought it was a decent chapter, like not bad, not good, so I'm going to give it a good 7 out of 10. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my review today, guys. This is your boy Shinigami X, aka your Captain X. I'm signing out, and as always, my people, take care, peace, have an awesome day. You're dismissed.